Welcome back, everyone. So, this is the second session of your online class, which is on Friday. And for the first sessions, you have learned about the speaking lessons already. And in the second sessions, you are going to study the writing lesson. If you look at your course schedule, which is the class schedule, the subject that you are going to study in this session is the writing break 3. However, we have learned a lot about the infinitive and gerund, and next week as well, the topics that you are going to study in this writings book are also infinitive and gerund. So I would like to stop for two sessions, which is the previous session, and in this session as well, I would like to review the important lesson in your writing book. And in these sessions, you are going to look back to the passive form that you have learned from Unit 1. Without any further ado, everyone, let's get started. What we are going to focus on this video today is to recall the important concept of the passive form, and we are going to change the tense from active, okay, from active to the passive form for some tenses that you are most likely to use in your writing and in your speaking as well. So those tense are past simple, present continuous, future continuous. All of those tenses, we will look at the structure and change the tenses from active to passive form. But before we do that, we have to look at how you can do that. What are the rule and the step in order to change from active to passive voice? Okay, it's supposed to be passive here. So there are six important steps that you need to look at. So first, you need to find the subject of the sentence. And then you need to find the object and the main verb of the sentence. And mostly it is in the form of SVO, which is subject, verb, and objects. And when you find this one, you need to convert the object to become the subject, which is the general idea of the passive form. And then you need to use the suitable helping verb or auxiliary verb based on the tense. If it is a present simple tense, the suitable helping verb should be the verb to be. If it is the simple, it must be the past form of the be verb. If it is the um, perfect form, you might use have or has. Okay. And then you need to convert the verb into the past participle. So the main verb in the active form, and when it becomes the passive, it is in the past participle, or some people call it verb 3. Okay. And next, you need to decide whether the preposition. So what is preposition here? The word by should be used or not. So to decide whether to use by or not, you need to look at how important it is related to the subject and the object. If both of them are important, you should use the word by. Let's say if you are writing about the inventions of the televisions, the product, which is the televisions, and the one who invents the televisions, both of them are important. So you should include both the subject and the object, whether they are in the form of active or in the form of passive. So last but not least, you need to convert the subject into the objects. Okay. So first you need to convert the object to become the subject, and then if you decide to use the preposition in your sentence, you need to convert the subject of your original active sentence to become the object of your new passive form. So to put this into practice, let's look at this example. So this is the simple present tense, and on your left hand side you can see a sentence written in the active form, and on your right hand side you can see the sentence written in a passive form. So let's analyze this sentence together. So first, what is the first step? You need to find subject, object, and the main verb. So what is subject here? The subject of the sentence is they, the verb is play, and the object is football. So to do this, when we got all the elements of the sentence, the next step, what should we do? Is to convert the object into the subject. So as you can see, in the original sentence, football is the object of the sentence, and in the passive, it becomes the subject. And then we need to use the auxiliary verb or helping verb. So in the case of simple present tense, the helping verb mostly is the verb be based on the subject. And then the main verb, we need to change it into the past participle. And you can include the word by. And in this case, by, the preposition by them is not necessary. Okay? So here is the way that you can change the active sentence in simple present tense to the passive form of the simple present tense. So another example that we use present continuous tense. So in present continuous tense, there's still ing here in both action form and passive form. So let's look at the structure here. So here is the subject, is driving are the verb or main verb. A car is the object. So when we change it to the passive form, a car become the the subject, and is the helping verb, and being, remember, if you want to change the active form of continuous tense, whether it is present continuous, past continuous, the word being is always there in the passive form. Okay, so the car is being driven by him. Another example that we use in the other tense, which is present perfect tense. So she has stolen my book, which is the active form because the subject performed the action. And when we change to the passive form, my book, which originally is the object of the sentence, and it becomes the subject of the passive form, has been stolen by her. So the structure subject plus have or has, okay, or my handwriting is not good here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so plus been plus verb past participle. Move on to the past simple. So past simple is similar to the present simple. You just change the helping verb, which is the be verb, to the past form. So she did not finish work. So it is the negative sentence. And you can also change the negative sentence into the passive as well. So work was not finished by her. Here is another past continuous tense in the question form. Was he revising his book? So as you can see, his book is the object, and then it becomes the subject. So the subject, his books, which is the plural noun. So we need to use a plural verb. Were his book being revised by him? So as you notice, the word being is always present in the continuous tense. Here is the past perfect tense. So past perfect tense, I had completed the assignment. So the assignment is the object and it becomes the subject. The assignment has been completed by me. And the simple future tense, which we use the word will. My uncle will pay my tuition fee, and it becomes the passive form. My tuition fee is the object, and it becomes the subject. and will be paid by my uncle. So pay is the main verb, it becomes paid. And will is the modal verb, it's still here. So in terms of changing the modal verb, you need to use the word be. Okay, uh, I can fix the car, for example. And if you want to change this, you can say the car can be fixed. You need to use the word be. The last tense, which is a future perfect tense, we have shall have done our homework. We shall have done our homeworks. Again, our homework shall have been done by us. So in the perfect tense, remember in the perfect tense, whether it is the past perfect tense, it is the present perfect tense, or the future perfect tense, the word been is always there. The same as the continuous tense, past continuous or present continuous, the word being is always there. So these are the tenses that you can change from active to passive. So to change those active to passive, there are 6 steps that you need to remember to do. First, find the subject, object, and the main verb, which is in the form of SVO, which is subject, verb, object, and then convert the objects into the subject. Use the suitable helping verb or auxiliary verb based on the tense, and convert the verb, which is the main verb, into the past participle. If it is the passive form, remember, no matter what tense it is, the main verb is always in past participle. And you need to decide whether to use the preposition by or not. And if you use the preposition by, you also need to convert the subject into the object as well. So this is just the quick review of what you have learned from the Unit 2 of your Writing Break 3. And in the next weeks, we are going to start the new lesson related to the infinitive and gerund. By now, everyone, it's time to say goodbye and have a nice weekend. Goodbye, everyone.